Hey guys, it's Dane here with a new video, and today we're going to be making this. So this is going to be a trophy with a little plaque right here that says all the information that's supposed to say. And this is for the Midwest Parkour League. So this is going to be with the gym wins, that wins whatever trophy this is. There's going to be more information in the description below. But other than that, it lights up, so we got this little jack right here that plugs in. Let's get some photos of it lighting up. Yeah. And it's more just gonna look cool. So let's get into how I build it. Okay, so on that cut, you can see why people have zero clearance inserts on table saws when they're doing certain cuts. So when I was cutting along and I got to this point, the end fell in and got a little jammed, and then this was at a different angle, so it cut this. So I'm gonna have to either take a rasp or a file or plane or sanding. We're gonna get this flat, so let's get to that. Okay, so anywhere there's knots, don't play near those. I'm gonna have to sand the rest of this, but that got that a lot better. Alright, so I used a rasp to get this relatively flat. It's all nice and smooth. A little bit of sanding. We're going to have a piece of acrylic, sort of like this, mounted on there. So we want it to be flat enough for it to fit. So for the edges, I'm taking a sand thing that's really flat surface and adding champers to the edges. So I did this, that, and that. You can see that it makes it look a little bit more clean, and we're going to slightly do it to the bottom surfaces. So it's going to be like an 1/8 inch on this one and maybe like a 1/16 or a 32nd on this. Yep, that should be enough. Alright, so here's it all sanded. Now we're going to dig out cavities and cut slots. So we're going to have a go at this. We're going to take the Dremel with this guide on it. We're going to see if I can hold this on this line long enough to be straight and all that stuff. Let's see how we did. Dust it off. It's relatively straight. Alright, well, we'll sand it and make it look better with sanding. Now we're going to do the same line, and then we're going to finish it. Okay, that was a lot less accurate than I was hoping for. I got grooves in there that the acrylic fits into, but it's all gouged up because I've never used that before, and that was the first time using it, so that was sort of silly. But we are going to now try to make this look good, and I'll show you how I do that. And we're also going to gouge out the hole for the stuff to go into with the drill press. We have it all fitting in, and I'm just going to make a insert that goes on top that fits in between these, so the top at least looks good. I have this sheet of aluminum from a pan. I've got the thing traced out the bottom of it. I'm going to just take my Cutco scissors and follow the lines. And we're going to drill some holes and put this on the bottom. Yeah, there's the bottom. So now we're going to cut some acrylic on the top, and it's going to fill in gaps. So I have these acrylic things cut, and the paper's still on them. So I'm going to take these little pieces and glue them all together using Plasti-Struck Plasti Weld, which is made specifically for welding acrylic together to itself. Now that those are together, I'm going to do the rest. Make sure everything's lined up, And then to secure it, I'm going to take the paper off the bottoms and do it on the bottom like as a full seam, because we're not going to see that, and it disfigures this a little bit, so I'm not going to do it on top. Now we chisel out all the little nubs. Now that we got it all chiseled out, we're going to put the electronics in there, drill a hole in the side for the cord to go through, and fix the back plate on with some screws. Now that the acrylic glue is dried, we're going to slip it over and see if we need to do something to it. So let's put it on there. So this is what it's looking like right now. The red looks okay. I think we might sand it and make it look a little bit less shiny, or the shiny looks good. I can't really tell. For this side, we're gonna just drill a shallow hole and let those wires fall down in there. And on this side, we're gonna drill a hole through here so we can potentially try to snake S-curve this cord so we can have the plug be at the very edge instead of just the cord hanging out looking tacky. And because this is too tall for my drill press, we are going to go in with standard drill. Now we're just going to glue that in, and we have all this pushed in. We're going to use the hot glue gun to put it all in there, and we're going to make the base secure with screws if there's room for the screws to fit, and that's so if this has any problems we can come back and check it on it. So we're gonna put a little bit of hot glue there to keep the wires secure these wires, and then secure this plug. Alright, so let's make the base plate and then we'll be done. Yeah, so sanded looks a lot better. So we're gonna fix this with a little bit of super glue. All right, we have it raised up a little bit. We're gonna put a couple drops in each corner. And since it's already a pretty good fit, just slide down. And if we're drilling into something that is thin, we need to really make sure that the screw first isn't too long to poke through, and we don't drill all the way through and have a hole poking out, because that would just look stupid. So measure 10,000 times, drill once, and then hope that the screws are exactly what you measured. For this, I set the drill stop, which everyone should know how to use a drill stop. Look on your drill, see how it works. So it doesn't go below that point, and it stops at a safe point from where I'm going to drill. So let's get this going. Didn't go through. Woo-hoo. Both of them. Excellent. Now we put the same holes into the metal plate and put the rubber feet on. So for the holes that we're putting in the metal plate, we want the holes to be bigger, and we want the threads to slide on through. So you hold the drill bit up, and if you don't see the threads, then it's going to be big enough, and if you can still see the head getting blocked by it. So we want it like this, so we can get this screw to slide easily through the metal hole, but then bite into the wood on the smaller hole. And to clear off the burrs that we have on this, we can either use a larger drill bit or a deburring tool or an X-Acto knife, because this is just aluminum, so it's soft and able to be deburred easily. Yeah, look how professional that looks. Alright, so now we're going to take some beeswax and mineral oil, polish this wood up, maybe even the plastic. Don't have to do the wood. So let's get to that. So here's some beeswax and mineral oil polish that I made myself. I'm going to take a little bit of a cloth. Yeah, and then after a little bit you wipe it off and it polishes in real smooth. So let's do that to all the surfaces. Look how rich it all looks now. So we got all that. Now we're going to put it all together And we're going to make the signs in a different video or for some other time. So we take the cord, plug it in, turn it on, see the lights come through a little bit, and then we're going to take MIL, which goes in front. Nope, goes in back. And then Midwest Parkour League turns it into MPL. Midwest Parkour League. Right? And also, in person, the double text isn't really that confusing to look at. So let's try to get a different angle. There. So that's the full trophy minus the front plate that says what year it is and all that. So be sure to check out my friends at Midwest Parkour League. I personally know them and I've trained parkour with them, and they're really cool people. You can see their description stuff below. They own a couple gyms in the Midwest, obviously. They do parkour, obviously, and they hold competitions, obviously. So this is what it's going to be for. And you can also help support me and all that stuff with Patreon. This wasn't supported by Patreon because it was a commission, but you can see stuff like this for actual Patreon stuff. There's names. Those people support other videos and stuff, and they have other benefits. Check my description below for the benefits there. Also, you can see me making videos of other stuff or doing parkour, which combines sort of this. And you can also see Patreon and subscription links right here. So we'll see you in the next video where I'm building or doing something interesting.